We're going to hear what he has to say about this video. And new this morning, is he pushing himself too hard? We're going to let you know why Congressman Alan Nunley is in a Washington, D.C. hospital this morning.
But first, happening right now, we're keeping a close eye on the weather as we take a live look outside on our downtown Jackson sky cam. As you can see, it is a cloudy and a wet morning.
Let's check in with Brittany Bell for weather first.
We had showers pushed again very early this morning around 2 to 3 o'clock. And right now we are seeing a brief break and the rainfall mostly around the Jackson metro area. But you'll still need that umbrella throughout the day because we do have some more showers just off to our west throughout portions of Louisiana. That's going to continue to push into central Mississippi throughout the morning. So right now we do see the heaviest rainfall. That's coming throughout portions of Issaquena, Sharkey, and Humphreys County early this morning. Switching over to our maps, temperatures are mostly in the mid-60s, or we did see some showers earlier today at 65 degrees in Jackson, 64 in Vicksburg, but still sitting at 74 degrees where things have been dry in Macomb. So we'll keep a chance for some showers off and on throughout the morning and to the early afternoon hours with highs in the upper 70s. So we'll have rain on this Friday, but what's in store for your weekend? How the answer coming up.
The rainy weather is affecting some events in the metro this weekend. Let's go live to our Tiffany Bradley. She is near Old Trace Park in Ridgeland to explain.
Marcus, it's not raining now, but it has been this morning, and it will for most of the day. That wet weather is forcing some changes to a big family event here at Old Trace Park in Ridgeland. And now this morning's weather is forcing the Mississippi Symphony to postpone Pepsi Pops for the second year in a row. Now, the concert was scheduled for today here at the park, but it has since been moved to next Friday. The event will include a concert and a fireworks show with plenty of picnic space for families, and that's one of the reasons the rain has dampened these plans. Now, the concert will still take place here at the park. It's $15 to get into the gate and $12 if you buy your tickets in advance. Meantime, it is not raining again, but the roads are still slick from the rain we got earlier this morning and from overnight, so be careful if you're heading out this morning. Live in Ridgeland, Tiffany Bradley, 16 WAPT News.
Emergency help is on the way to victims of last week's deadly tornadoes. Mississippi lawmakers approved $17 million to help pay for recovery across Mississippi. Governor Phil Bryant called the House and Senate into a special session to pass that measure. 23 tornadoes tore across the state last week.
Oh, I'm excited about it. We can get back to work now. This gives us some funding that we can immediately start applying to individual assistance, for example, the first category, and we hope push forward some money that may be able to get the debris removal going quicker and get these roads cleaned up and get back to normal as quick as we can.
14 people died in those tornadoes. Most of the damage is in Rankin, Lee, and Winston counties. The Salvation Army is reaching out to storm victims. Volunteers opened an emergency relief center in Pearl. It's a place where those hit by the tornado can go get supplies, including food and water. And happening right now, severe weather is sweeping across the country and bringing rain to our area. We're taking a live look right now at the wet roads. This is I-55 and Lakeland Drive from our MDOT Skycam.
Now, some areas in the country's midsection are seeing high winds, lightning, and several tornadoes. ABC's Taman Bradley has the story.
Overnight, severe weather pushed east. Thunderstorms and lightning rocked New York City. The system came from the Great Plains. In Dallas, sirens warned residents to take cover as high winds tore up homes and buildings. Trees and power lines crushed cars. Outside the city, a dramatic rescue. Authorities pulled 5 children from a creek after they were swept up by the water.
These are kids with absolutely no training, no equipment, and being completely caught off guard. So we are very fortunate, as well as them, that no one died at this incident.
In Joshua, Texas, one family barely made it out of their mobile home when winds ripped through their neighborhood.
The whole house just shook, and then I just saw a light because we didn't have a roof.
In Kansas, 90-mile-per-hour winds and severe thunderstorms caused this train to derail. Nearly 36 cars were knocked off the track. Nobody was injured.
I looked down there and saw it laying on its side.
Pretty weird to see a train blow over. 34 cars of the UP train run over.
In Minnesota, this frightening funnel cloud formed before dusk.
We got a large tornado on the ground about a half-mile north of us.
Multiple tornadoes were confirmed.
I'm lost. I'm devastated.
We're all alive, and that's the main thing.
And from Nebraska to South Dakota, spring snow. The severe weather threat continues today for much of the eastern half of the country. Thunderstorms, hail, and dangerous winds remain a big concern through Mother's Day. Tamon Bradley, ABC News, Washington.
All right, the time now is 6:36.
And Brittany, thankfully, we're not expecting severe weather off of this.
That's right. We're just going to see some rain. For the most part this morning, most of that rainfall has been very light. Spots that have picked up some heavier downpours have only gotten about 1/4 of an inch of some rain. So thankfully this time around, the bulk of that storm energy that has stayed well off to our north, and we do have a cold front to our west, but that will fizzle out as it pushes to the east. So that's why the severe threat today is mostly off to our northwest, throughout extreme northwestern Mississippi, west Tennessee, southeastern Missouri, also stretching into south central Texas.
And remember to stay with 16 WAPT and WAPT.com for the latest on the weather this weekend. And for weather on the go, all you have to do is download the 16 WAPT mobile app for your smartphone. New this morning, a police station shooting in Mississippi. Centerville police arrested a man accused of firing shots into the building. Centerville is just west of Macomb. Police charged Calvin Walker with attempted murder on Wednesday. Authorities say an altercation Sunday led to an exchange of gunfire at the police station. No one was injured. New overnight, Mississippi Congressman Alan Nunnally is in a Washington, D.C. hospital after suffering nausea and fatigue. Just last week, Nunnally was in Rankin County with other congressmen touring storm damage. Nunnally went to the hospital on Wednesday. He says an MRI showed a small abnormality on the right side of his brain. The congressman says he hopes to be released soon. This morning, investigators are trying to decide if the deputy-involved basketball fight was murder or self-defense. Hinds County Deputy Joshua Adams is in jail, charged with killing Justin Griffin. Davis was a referee at the game this past weekend, and Griffin was a coach. Surveillance video shows part of their fight. We showed this video to MC Law Professor Matt Steffi. He says self-defense is a key question in this case.
It may indeed be very likely that one of these folks was acting in self-defense. Presumably one of them turned this from a war of words into a fist fight. There's two things that we need to know. The defendant or the person's state of mind. What were they trying to do? Were they trying to defend themselves, which self-defense requires? Were they trying to hurt somebody without reason?
Police are also looking at cell phone video of this incident. They're deciding if an ununiformed deputy involved in this incident will be charged also. This morning, Rankin County deputies arrested a man they want to question about an attempted abduction. John Franklin is in custody on an unrelated charge for bad checks. Authorities also want to question him in that attempted abduction case. A 13-year-old girl says a man delivering the newspapers in the Fox Bay neighborhood last week tried to lure her into a car. Franklin has not been charged in that case. 6:39 right now, and it was a big day one for the NFL draft. And Marcus, people are talking about Johnny Manziel this morning.
Yeah, Keegan, draft day one, and the big news was not the first overall pick, but this guy right here, the 22nd overall pick.
With the 22nd pick in the 2014 NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns select Johnny Manziel, quarterback, Texas A&M.
Now, Heisman-winning quarterback Johnny Manziel slipped all the way down to late in the first round. Johnny Football was expected to get picked a lot higher. Manziel, whose Texas A&M squad beat both Ole Miss and Mississippi State, will be under center for the Cleveland Browns next year. Now, no surprise for the top pick in this year's NFL draft, the Houston Texans picked highly touted defensive end Jadeveon Clowney. The South Carolina star wreaked havoc on the SEC offenses and a combination of speed and power. This guy was a beast on the football field last year. Now, two Mississippians, they have their eye on the next level as well, and they're hoping to get drafted during today's second round. MSU offensive lineman Gabe Jackson of Liberty and Ole Miss wideout Dante Moncrief. They're projected as second-day picks. Jackson is in Starkville, and Moncrief is in Smith County, waiting to hear their names called. Now, that leads us to our Facebook question of the day. Did anything surprise you during the first round of the NFL draft? Will says this about Johnny Manziel: there is a reason a lot of teams passed on him. Young says the Browns are going to get Manziel killed in that division. Patty, she has a different view on things. She says, good choice for the Browns. We want to hear from you. So let us know what you think. Just head on over to our Facebook or our Twitter page. Now, Keegan, there is only 1 day left in Byram for those folks who are looking to pay off those late tickets.
Marcus, today is the last day of Amnesty Week in Byram. People can pay their overdue tickets without additional fees. Just go to the Byram Municipal Court from 9 to 4 today. Gymnastics is bringing some big business to the capital city. We will explain in just a moment. It's 6:41 on this Friday. You're watching 16 WAPT News.
Closed captioning of 16 WAPT News is brought to you by Roundtree Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Tornado warning sirens. They're supposed to keep you safe, but hundreds of you told us you never heard one during that deadly tornado outbreak. Who's accountable and what's more reliable? Monday at 10 on 16 WAPT News, the one to watch. We're proud to announce Mississippi native Megan West, now joining award-winning anchor Stephanie Maxwell. Weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 on